Back to the Pain and the Purpose podcast, a safe space for people to come and share their real stories and with the intention of helping you, the viewer. Today, I'm talking to the lovely Lakenda. She's a survivor of not only human trafficking, but domestic violence. And so today we're going to have a conversation to help other young women out there overcome these challenges. With that being said, hello, how you doing?
Good. How are you? Thank you for
I'm all
having
right.
me.
So we just gonna dive straight on in. Tell the people a little bit about yourself, and then you can go into your story.
Okay. Well, like he already said, my name is Lakenda. I am a victim of domestic violence and human trafficking. And it kind of all started when I was probably about 14, 15 years old. Excuse me. I met a guy, and he kind of just like took me in and promised me all these things, and it just wasn't true. So he held me against my will for a few days, and tried to get me out there to go prostitute for him, and asked for collateral for me to leave him so that I would come back.
Yeah,
The first person that I got in the car with, I had them drop me off to a family member's house, and never went back. The person that did this, I probably wouldn't even know who it is because it's been so many years ago. And, I tried to like block it out my mind of what was going on at that time, because I didn't want to relive it or remember what this person had done to me, with all the sex and, the days that I was there. So I don't remember who it is. I didn't know him very well. And I got away. And that was the good thing that I got away from. But after that, I had met another guy, and I went on a date with him. And next thing I know, I was being choked. I blacked out. He handcuffed me, put me in the back seat, covered my eyes, and took me to like a discreet location. Um, I didn't know where I was. He told me if I said anything that he would kill me. All I can remember is like from listening to the surroundings that we were crossing a bridge where you had to pay a toll at that time. And once we crossed the bridge, he took me out to wherever this location was, and he had sex with me from darkness till dawn. And I'm talking about hitting me, abusing me, and just doing all of these crazy things. At the end, he like took all my money. He put me out his car. I just know I got dropped off at what I can remember is the Del Norte BART station in Hayward. I mean, in Richmond. And so I had no money. I had nothing. I was beat up, looked crazy. So I had to ask someone, like flag somebody down to get a ride to come back to my side of town, which was Oakland. And they were nice enough to give me a ride back to Oakland. So
that one as a male, uh, I'm sorry that you had to experience that from another male. I can only assume that it was another African American male. Uh, is there any signs that that you now looking back at that situation that had you, if you known then what you know now, that you can tell someone to look out for in a man that they're interested in?
yes, if they are older, if they're older than the person, and they're telling you these things like, "Oh, I love you. Um, your family is not going to do this for you. I'm going to be the one to take care of you. I can treat you better than they will." It's probably all a lie because they're trying to get you to go against your family and to be with them on that aspect, so that they could mess your head up and send you out there.
So these gentlemen were older.
They're older.
So so if I'm understanding you correctly, it is more like manipulation.
It's manipulative.
It's manipulation. What can you tell a parent to help them prevent their child? Like, what advice would you give a parent? Uh, yeah, to help them prevent their child from being so quick to want to get someone that's older than them.
I think that a parent should always, I think they should always believe their child by any means. If the child is coming to them just saying anything to them, believe them. Talk to your children. Look out for the behavior that they're doing. Just behavior wise. Just it's just behavior.
So that's interesting, right? Because you say believe them. So that means that in the midst of this, you were going to people and they didn't believe you.
Absolutely.
And
It can also start at home too with family members. You can have people in your house that's living there. So say for instance, if you have uncles or aunties and stuff, because it could be women as well,
yeah,
and they can be telling you certain things. It starts at home. If the house is not in order, this is what make us young girls at the time when I was young go outside, because I'm not getting what I want at home from my parents. Whether if my parents were on drugs or whatever the situation is, they didn't have that, they wasn't focused on me as a child. So that played a big part in it. Your household plays a big part.
and so that, if I'm hearing you correctly, not being properly loved at home sent you outside the home, probably unprepared or prematurely.
Both.
This is a heavy conversation because I got daughters,
Right.
right? And it is one of those situations that a father would hate to have to experience. But in your case, you saying that just the adults in the house just didn't pay attention. So I guess the advice would be the parents is to lean into their children
Absolutely.
and and but and even if you're not gonna believe them, at least investigate the story that's being told. Don't dismiss it.
Absolutely. Because my mother and dad at the time were back and forth using drugs. So if they're using drugs, the drugs is going to be more important to what's going on at home. So the love and all that stuff wasn't there. So with me being who I was, and grew up fast and had to live more like an adult at the age of 13, I found love outside of the house, or I thought
Yeah.
I found love outside of the house because it was not being what I needed at home. So that's where that comes in at.
I could definitely understand. I could definitely understand and see see how that played a part in it, is there any other advice or any other advice that you would give, or what would you tell your younger self to to prevent this from happening?
I would probably tell myself to just watch out for signs of what people are telling me. Um, Listen out to what they're talking about in ways of like trying to persuade me to come in and for them to love me more than my family. That's insane for someone to tell you that they can do more for you than what your own family can. But we're so immature, our minds are so immature at that time. We think that is true because we seeing all the money, we're seeing all the good things that they're doing for us at the time, but eventually it's gonna stop because they gonna put you out there to do whatever they want them for you to do. So,
Yeah.
eventually it's gonna stop and your mind is gonna be so wrapped around this person that even if your family came back to try to get you, you won't believe your family because they didn't put all this stuff in your head.
So it's like a cycle then, because it started off with uh, your family. It started off with you not getting the love from your family, and
Mm-hmm.
then when they tried to show you love, at this point now you brainwashed, for lack
I'm
of a better
brainwashed.
term, and now
Yes,
you rejecting the love, and that's what you wanted from the very beginning, was the love from your
absolutely.
family.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yep. They brainwash you.
So how did you eventually get out of that cycle?
Um, I think I started getting caught up into other things.
Okay.
That's how I got out of that cycle. I started doing other things that I shouldn't have been doing,
Okay.
and so that kind of
So you jumped out of one cycle into another cycle.
into another cycle. Yes, start dealing with all kind of crazy men, and you know, getting into relationships where they just doing all kind of stuff to me. I got into the last relationship that I got in as an adult. Um, my domestic violence started late in the game because I was already 40 when it started. In the beginning, the relationship was all good at what they call the honeymoon stage for a couple years. And then after that, it was over for the past 3 years. It became a hell hole.
And like I said before the cameras came on, I don't want you to re-traumatize yourself. So we gonna fast forward through that whole hell, and just let's focus on what you did to break that cycle. Like, how did you get out of that relationship?
Okay, so after he tried to kill me, I said enough is enough. And at that very moment, when I could have lost my life, I got the heck on. Now, being out of the relationship, I have had time to myself to heal myself from all the stuff that happened to me. I took 5 years without even being in a relationship because I needed to focus on me, and I needed to make sure that I was okay before I got into a relationship again, because the trauma that he did to me made me feel like every man that came into my life after that, it was like,
And we know that's not healthy.
and it's not healthy. And I'm not that type of person. So I had to take a step back and say, look, we got to figure this out. You need to do more work on you before you start talking to someone else. And, and so that's what I did. I worked on myself, got therapy, and that's how I'm healing. And when I tell my story to other people, that helps me heal.
I definitely understand that
Yeah,
part.
when I speak about if you're in an abusive relationship, try to get out, try to make an escape plan because he was bringing me down.
So you mentioned therapy. How long have you been in therapy now?
Um, Honestly, I don't go to therapy anymore, but
But how long did you do it? Like you,
I did it for about a year and something.
okay.
Yeah.
So give give the person or the young woman that's listening, give her some of the tools or the techniques that your therapist taught you.
Just to kind of take deep breaths, like if you're being re-traumatized, take some deep breaths, kind of sit back, think about good things instead of the bad things that the person did to you. And just try to learn yourself more than
Okay.
anything. Yeah.
Okay. So we've covered the the human trafficking, the domestic violence. Where are you at now in life? Like how are you doing today?
Okay. So today I am doing absolutely wonderful. I do speaking engagements now. I will be sharing my story with Kaiser Permanente. So it's probably going to be about 200 people that I will be sharing. My first big speaking engagement. I do workshops now. So we focus on awareness and prevention. Oh, I also have a nonprofit that I just created, which is called Open Door Services with Love, and we focus on awareness and prevention in human trafficking and domestic violence. And so my life is good right now. So
So how was somebody that listens to this today, how would they reach out to the open door with love? Like
So you can email me and go to my website at opendoorserviceswl.org. That's both of the email and the website, and see what we do. And I have a lot of resources for someone with bigger organizations, if they need safe space, if they need mental therapy, if they just need help with anything, I would be the person that would connect them to a bigger organization than mine.
so so it's safe to say now that you've overcome or overcame your challenges, now you became an advocate.
Yes, I am an advocate for human trafficking and domestic violence.
That's the real definition of turning your pain into purpose.
Exactly. Yep.
So how does that make you feel knowing that you about to embark on a journey to help other young women?
I'm so excited. I feel very humbled. I am definitely proud of myself my from breaking my silence. Because if you don't, to me, I feel like if you don't talk about it, it can hinder you from doing a lot of things. And since I kind of held it back in to where I am now today, I have definitely grown. If I wouldn't have spoken up, I would still be probably in a rut.
I agree. I can imagine.
Yeah.
And so, is there anything else that you would like to share?
Follow me on Instagram and LinkedIn at Open Door Services with Love, or you can just follow Lakenda Crosby and then I can redirect you to the page. Make sure you go to my website and check out my services at www.opendoorserviceswl.org. and hopefully I can be speaking for you one day.
And so everything will be in the link below this video on YouTube. And with that being said, I hope that this conversation has resonated with you a little bit or maybe a lot. And if you need her services, please reach out to her because she's into helping people overcome those challenges of being human trafficked and domestic violence. With that being said, this has been another edition of the Pain and the Purpose podcast. You have a blessed and stress-free day because you definitely deserve it. We love you. Peace.
Peace.